Hey, what's up guys? It's Ryan, and today we're taking a look at two of the best music streaming services, Apple Music and Spotify, and battling them down to find the best music streaming service out there. 10 years ago, Spotify was created and is now one of the top 5 most popular music streaming services in the world. They have accumulated over 75 million users, so as you would imagine, other companies would want to get on the action because it's making a lot of money, so we were brought Apple Music from Apple because they like their money. After the initial release of Apple Music in June of 2015, they have pulled in around 13 million users to this day and are still growing. So for this comparison, I'm breaking it up into the different categories: pricing and free stuff, exclusives, app design, and features, and the radio streaming service that each one provides, because each one excels in its own way. First up is the price of the service and what you can get for free. For individuals, Spotify and Apple Music are both $10 a month, and for the family plan, Apple Music has a flat rate of $15 a month for up to 6 people. Spotify recently changed to the same pricing, thank goodness, whereas it used to be a lot more. This is an example of how competition can help the users because companies are going to battle down to find the lowest and most convenient pricing scheme. Something to note is that both services offer a student discount for $5 a month total for students attending eligible colleges. But what do you get for free? Well, with Spotify, you get access to streaming the entire library similar to Pandora with ads. On the other hand, with Apple Music, you aren't given anything for free. You can buy individual songs or albums through iTunes, but there's no streaming service. You do, however, get Beats One, their 24/7 radio streaming service. Overall in this category, because of the free streaming service with ads, I'm going to have to give the win to Spotify. Following that are the exclusives. Apple Music includes more exclusive popular albums like Dr. Dre's The Chronic album and Taylor Swift's album 1989. Spotify is exclusive too, but due to the insane popularity of these few albums along with others that Apple Music has, I'm going to have to give the win to Apple Music for exclusives. Next up in the competition is the design. Apple, as we all know, is known for usually having the most simplistic design, but many people complain about the design of Apple Music. They say the main issue is that it's like 5 different apps in one, since they use the tab bar at the bottom separated into the categories For You, New, Radio, Connect, and My Music. Spotify has been making some changes recently to their app where they switched from the slide-in menu to the tab bar as well. Now they are quite similar, the main visual difference being the color scheme. Luckily, iOS 10 is coming out in the fall where we're going to see the developer beta tomorrow, and it's rumored to feature a dark mode theme throughout the operating system, which would accommodate those liking the dark look of Spotify better. But this is just a rumor, and I'll have a for sure answer on whether this becomes true or not on screen now and in the description below if you're on a mobile device. Apple Music supports all Apple products as well as Windows computers and Android devices. Spotify does the same with the additional support for Windows Phone, except Spotify is currently nowhere to be found on the new Apple TV, but we will probably see this sometime soon. When it comes to Spotify, the design of the app is the same throughout all platforms, even Windows Phone. The same goes for Apple Music when it comes to the desktop through the iTunes app, which looks the same everywhere, but when it comes to the mobile version, it looks completely different from iOS and Android. The Android, although it is technically still in beta, is very slow compared to the iOS version. I also find it a lot harder to navigate throughout the app, whereas the iOS tab-based system is a lot more simple. Overall, because of that, I'm going to have to give the win for this round to Spotify for being consistently good across all platforms that it supports. The next category is the extra features that both these services give. To start off, neither one lets you listen simultaneously on multiple devices, but Spotify allows you to control the music you're listening to remotely from a separate device. Opposing that with Apple Music, you just get the prompt that you can only listen to music on one device at a time. Not only do you have that remote control capability with Spotify, but you can also control the volume of the current device that's playing the music. With Apple Music on iDevices, you get the integration with Siri, which can be extremely useful. Siri can do all sorts of commands such as playing a specific song or playing more songs like the song you're listening to if you enjoy it. Both services give impressive features, but I'm going to have to give the edge to Spotify still. Siri is just too slow for my preference, so for me, I'm going to Spotify on this one. Hopefully Apple can fix this mess they call Personal Assistant with iOS 10. The last category in this competition is the radio streaming service that each one provides. With Apple Music, you have Beats One, the 24/7 global broadcasting station, streaming popular music from Apple Studios to over 100 countries. Under the radio section for Spotify lies computer-generated albums, which give song suggestions based on artists and albums that you've been listening to recently. But Apple Music has the exact same thing for you under the For You tab. Both these services will get more intelligent over time as you listen to more music, but Apple is likely to be more accurate because they offer a heart you can tap to show that you like the current track you're listening to. This is something that Spotify lacks, therefore, the suggestions Spotify gives might not be as accurate. So for this last category, I'm going to have to give Apple Music the win due to their radio station Beats One along with the more accurate music suggestions. Both these mic streaming services are great options that gives you access to over 30 million songs with an affordable monthly subscription. Both these services excel in their own ways. Spotify is better designed throughout all devices, along with better features like remote control with another device connected to the same account, in addition to the option to not pay a dime and stream their services for free with an exception for ads, relatively similar to another competitor, Pandora. But Apple Music still dominates the game with exclusives, with popular albums, and much more intelligent suggestions on songs and artists that it thinks you're going to enjoy. In the end, I'm going to have to give the win to Spotify. I've used both services for months, but what I like Spotify most for is more valuable to me than what Apple Music has to offer. But don't get me wrong, both are great, and I'm curious about what music service you find better, so make sure to let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up as it helps out the channel a ton. Subscribe for more. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace!